Good morning, people. We are all gathered here today. This shit is getting out of hand, man. It's getting out of hand. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, people? Y'all share this live stream as y'all coming in. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Sandy, what's good? Good morning, people. It's about damn time. Melly Santana, Northeaster. Damn, y'all coming in here look like they actually sending the notifications out. The numbers are just jumping. Pee Wee, what's going on, y'all? Buffalo, New York. I just met a new MC from Buffalo yesterday. I forget his name. Peace, Decatur, Georgia. We're gonna talk about a few things. Number one is stop stealing content. Stop stealing content. Number two is Atlanta is a dangerous place. Atlanta is a very dangerous place now. It's not a resort anymore. Somebody got killed about some mayonnaise down there yesterday. Fucking mayonnaise. That's crazy. Newark, what's up? He said, listen, let me talk about this first. Stop stealing concepts and ideas, man. Like, oh my goodness, man. Sometimes I Google my name, Google my company name, or I Google a video I did, man, and all of the niggas that repackaged my shit came out. I just seen a nigga about 20 minutes ago talk about some Haitian Jack Part 2 Encore. You didn't do nothing but steal a bunch of my shit, man. Like, he even stole a video of me. And this is what y'all putting out for content. That's a damn shame. It's a shame. No originality. Let me get to this topic at hand, though. Somebody sent me a video titled Drug Dealer Sneakers. It was titled Drug Dealer Sneakers. Now, y'all already know we went through that on here several times. I actually got a video with Capadonna where I got a bunch of sneakers laid on a table, and we going through the history of some of the shoes the hustlers wore. Somebody sent me this video, and when he sent it to me, before I even opened it up, I'm like, another one of these niggas that stole my shit. I know it. I opened it up, and he wasn't even black. I'm like, oh my goodness. Pandemic, I appreciate your super chat. So, listen, I opened the video up, and he wasn't even black. I'm like, oh my goodness, I know this is gonna be some bullshit. I know this is gonna be stolen. This is impossible for him to even fashion this type of video. You know why? How can you talk about what type of sneaker a drug dealer wore if nobody in your family sold drugs, or when you stepped outside your house, your block was filled with hustlers and shit like that? This guy, his life, his neighborhood wasn't like that. So how could you make a video talk about drug dealer sneakers? It's impossible. Y'all communities wasn't flooded with drug dealers. Nobody was standing out there in hustler apparel. Now, let me correct you something, video thief. A drug dealer shoe, we had this discussion on this channel, is an esoteric shoe that was normally only worn by drug dealers. Scratch that. You would only see drug dealers in this shoe, and then the rest of the world adapted to it and took it and made it their own and shit. You dig what I'm saying? Pumas and shell toes, that's not a hustler shoe. That's a New York City shoe. Everybody in New York City wore those. That's what the B-boys wore. That was a New York City shoe. Even niggas that didn't have no money had on some Pumas and shit. You dig? Even niggas that didn't even have money, they had on Pumas. That was a Clyde Frazier basketball shoe. There was nothing prestigious about it. They cost like $23, $29 tops. That wasn't no drug dealer shoe. Shell toes wasn't either. These are shoes that were being worn by people in New York City. But if you go to other regions, you probably wasn't gonna see a bunch of niggas in no Puma Clydes. You might have seen somebody wearing Cortez Nikes or some shit like that. Anyway, different regions have different styles that they brought to the table. This guy tried to make a video and act like this is something that was going on universally. Pro Kids, that wasn't no drug dealer shoe either. Niggas that was wearing Pro Kids couldn't afford Chuck Taylors and shit like that. Pro Kids was a bottom of the barrel shoe. That was a shoe when you was just getting by. You feel me? So just so you correct it. You feel me? Now let's go into the drug dealer shoes. A lot that he didn't know nothing about. Le Cave Sportif, Lotto, Sergio Tacchini, the Fila Dope Boy joints. When this dude showed these Filas, he showed the Frankensteins and shit. That's when you know he was way out of touch. He showed the Frankensteins with the big ass heel and shit. Everybody was wearing those. By then, those came out in like 90, 91. By the time them Frankensteins came out, they had already imposed the Fila thing on the community. Getting back to the drug dealer shoe. The drug dealer shoes came from this. The drug dealer shoes are, for the most part, European shoes, shoes from overseas. These shoes were brought to the table because hustlers were going to shop at stores that sold tennis and soccer supplies. Yeah, Theodore too, I mentioned that. All of these sneakers I've worn on here, by the way. Elise, all of them, everything that y'all named. Niggas got down with these sneakers by shopping in tennis stores. Good morning. By shopping in tennis stores and soccer supply stores. When I went overseas and shit, and I bought some Sergio Tacchini in London. I ran into some of the hooligans over there. The hooligans are the guys who would be tearing up shit in the street after the soccer games. They told me, they said, we started that shit. We started that Sergio Tacchini shit. We started all that shit that y'all like to wear. We started that shit. He said, I'm gonna tell you how we started it. He said, after the soccer games, the hooligans would go into the streets and start pillaging shit. And the stores that they were pillaging was their #1 sport over there. It was like soccer and shit like that. You feel me? So they was pillaging these fucking soccer stores and shit. And that's where the fucking, all these different rare shoes from, because they were going into tennis stores and soccer stores. If you go look back into the 1970s, you're gonna see Jimmy Connors, John McEnroe, Arthur Ashe. You're gonna see all of these niggas wearing Sergio Tacchini, Le Cave Sportif, and Fila in the early 70s. You feel me? Hustlers started going to these stores and getting exposed to it. Another reason why it was called like a drug dealer shoe, because regular people didn't really know where to get this shit from. You feel me? Hustlers knew where to get this shit from. Once you got into that fold, they took you to where the Fila velours was at and shit like that. Everybody else, if nobody in your family was a hustler, if you didn't live in the projects and shit like that, you wasn't gonna step outside your house and see a nigga in a Fila velour with the Fila sneaks with the headband match. You wasn't gonna see that. So yeah, this dude made a video talking about some fucking drug dealer sneakers. I couldn't believe that shit. I said, look at this shit here. Stole my whole shit, and then he tried to remix it. He tried to Travel Fox, that's another hustler shoe from the 90s and shit. Travel Fox and Wallaby Clarks, those were made popular by hustlers from the islands and shit. The Jamaican hustlers, they made those joints popular and shit. Yeah, it was just ridiculous for this guy to even package a video like that. It's a drug dealer. How can you say what a drug dealer looked like if you didn't see there was none in your community? There was none in your community. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, did this motherfucker just take my whole concept? Y'all know we've talked about the hustler shoes on here repeatedly. I've posted them. I post them on my Instagram. This conversation came up nowhere else. At the end of his video, he said that he got all of his information from a Facebook group. I guess they got a Facebook sneaker group on Facebook, and a lot of misinformed people in that group. Yeah, Van Grack. I'm glad you said that. Van Grack, British Knights, Elise, Sergio Tacchini, Lotto, the New Balance 996. Some other places rocking the 990 before the 996. They don't sell the 996 in the United States no more. Ewings. Ewings was a hustler sneaker. You seen niggas, hustler niggas wearing Ewings. Now let's move around regions. The top 10 Adidas, which was very, very popular in the Midwest. Detroit, Young Boys Incorporated, top 10s. Top 10s was a hustler shoe. Forum Adidas was a hustler shoe. Shell Toes wasn't like a hustler shoe all like that. That was just a regular shoe that everybody was wearing on the East Coast. You can go to Baltimore, they was wearing in the 80s, early 80s, 70s, they was wearing fucking Shell Toes. Go to DC, Shell Toes. Philadelphia, Shell Toes. That was a shoe that everybody was wearing. Boom, boom, boom. He said Head, Prince. Those are all tennis shoes that come out of the tennis supplier and shit. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stan Smith, Spot Builds. I got a pair of Spot Builds. If you follow my channel, you seen these. That's another hustler shoe, Spot Builds. Yeah. If you follow my channel, you get these sneakers on here. You seen them on here. I was appalled that this dude even tried that shit. I was appalled. I'm like, are you serious? Did you just try to jump in my lane? My platform publicly states and boasts about knowledge in hip-hop, sports, and fashion. Hip-hop, sports, and fashion. You feel me? And that's what you're going to get. First-hand accounts. I'm not going to get on here and talk about too much shit that I wasn't really exposed to or in close proximity of. I had an older brother in my crib. This nigga talking about some New Balance. People start rocking New Balance around 87 or some shit like that. The fuck is you talking about? Niggas was playing basketball in New Balance. James Worthy had New Balance sneakers and shit. He totally didn't know what he was talking about. And then he started mentioning the fucking Pro Kids. Niggas that had Pro Kids was broke. Pro Kids cost $19. Niggas that wore suede Pro Kids, they couldn't get no suede Pumas. That's how niggas ended up in Pro Kids. There was nothing prestigious about Pro Kids. It was an everyday shoe that everybody in the ghetto was fucking wearing and shit. He said, yeah. She said, yeah, I see you in a lot of people's content. I just seen a guy took a whole bunch of my Haitian Jack shit. I don't even know why y'all jumping into this. I believe there's a theory going around in the communities that you can get on YouTube, get rich. You probably can, but you ain't gonna do it in 2022. You had to get on a while ago. The doors started to close about 2 years ago. So anybody that is gonna just jump into this shit and achieve some success, you're gonna be chasing your tail. He said Pro Kids was a welfare shoe. Yeah, he said, yes, indeed. Worthy had New Balance back in 84 and 85. I'm trying to tell you that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This guy put out a fucking video talking about some niggas start wearing New Balance because of the 990s. Niggas been wearing New Balance. The Lotto with the Velcro strap. With the Velcro attachments. You get a little packet and shit with a yellow one, a green one, red one, maybe a black one and shit. Rotating them and shit. These are all shoes that you would see hustlers wear. Again, you can't say that a shoe is a drug dealer shoe unless it was made popular by hustlers and shit. Unless it was made popular. The Puma quilts. Look around. Go look back then. Go look and see what Rakim was wearing. Go look and see what EPMD was wearing, because these was first-hand accounts. These guys were a reflection of what the hustlers was wearing. Go look and you're gonna see these shoes that I'm telling you about. He said we called Pro Kids 69ers back in the day. He said the Hawaiian short set. I remember that some of them Hawaiian short sets came out. The first sneaker, tennis sneaker, they couldn't call that a drug dealer sneaker. They could call that a sneaker that was favored by successful people and shit. That's it. All drug dealers wasn't wearing no fucking Gucci sneakers. Drug dealers in DC was wearing Gucci sneakers. Drug dealers in New York was wearing Gucci sneakers. Drug dealers in Philly was wearing Gucci sneakers. But that's about it. That was some East Coast regional shit. That shit didn't go all over the place and shit. They could have went some other places, but I'm just telling you at a minimum and shit. That's a regional shoe. Jason Harris, peace. He said jams. He said Bob Marley even rocked New Balance and golf hats. Troops wore drug dealer shoes. Facts. Facts. Good morning, Mike. Cats in Newark wore Gucci sneakers. That's the tri-state. That's the tri-state. I named New York, Philly, tri-state. He said, damn, you got people trying to copy you. I don't know how, man. We put in, when I say we, I'm talking about me and guys like me, real content creators. We put in time and research. A lot of the content that you get, it might start out on a tablet and shit. It might start out something that I wrote down. And from that, it goes to a script. A lot of my shit is scripted. All of that to make sure I give y'all something dope. These niggas on here trying to get a check. I don't come here trying to get a check. I'm doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's not what I come. I mean, I come here to create dopeness. Yeah, I remember the jumps. See, when you talk about jumps, you really going into that pocket of the hustlers and shit. Jumps looked at like troops. I was a sneaker that niggas who probably couldn't afford no troops was rocking. Jumps, Task Force. Remember the Task Force sneakers? Remember the Task Force leather jacket? You dig what I'm saying? Remember the high roller leather jacket with the dice on the back? This is the shit that they was wearing with them drug dealer sneakers that this clown just made a video about misinformed. How the fuck you gonna... How the fuck? You can't be nothing but black talking about a drug dealer shoe. Crack was in our neighborhoods and shit. When you stepped outside, you seen smokers carrying couches down the street and shit like that. You didn't see that in the fucking suburbs. I don't know how this dude would even muster the idea to create a video called Drug Dealer Sneakers. You ain't ever sold no dope, motherfucker. He said, yeah, Troop was Bay Area for real. Too many think that creating quality content is easy work, and you must be passionate about it first. Yeah, passionate, and it takes some time. It takes some ideas, some originality and shit. Y'all go check out this video and look how misinformed this cat is. Go look at how misinformed this cat. This is why you need to get your content from somebody with some credibility. I live this shit. You know what I'm saying? The sneakers that I be telling you about, I'll go get a picture of them. I'll go get a picture in the motherfuckers from the 80s, from the 90s, straight up. DC was wearing a bright red Gore-Tex coats. What happened to Little Kim? Little Kim got some mental health issues and shit. Little Kim destroyed herself, and I know she don't look in the mirror. People look in the mirror, man, that's a self-esteem thing. You look in the mirror, you want to feel good about yourself. You want your reflection to be something favorable. Lil' Kim done fucked up, man. Lil' Kim was beautiful. Somebody made her feel probably hanging around. She looked like Donatella now. If that's what you was trying to do, homegirl, you look just like Donatella. You do. She was hanging around Pamela Anderson and Donatella, and she was never the same. That's a bad look. Yeah. Do you remember the Andre Agassi Nikes? Absolutely. He said, no, that was a drug dealer shoe. That was a shoe that was being worn with them Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits in the early 90s. Donatella told her to do that. People saying World was beating the hell out of her. World didn't beat that girl in the hat. You mean to tell me he was beating her all in her hips and her booty and shit like that? She shaped all funny and shit. She fucked up. She looked crazy. That hardcore poster and photo shoot on Lil' Kim's album cover, that probably the second album cover ever and shit. Sandy Garcia said Air Max 95. Somebody probably was doing it. I didn't know niggas to hustle in them 95s. Them 95s not comfortable and shit. Not comfortable, they look good. That's a shoe that you put on after you done finish your pack and shit. You jumping fences in on 95s. She need to get some of them implants removed. Oh man, did you see that? Oh, let's talk about that for a minute because the nigga got his he got his comments disabled. Bosco. Bosco talks so much shit, he be finessing and talking his way up on the fights, talking his way up in the bags. Y'all see them niggas that was boxing, Bosco and that nigga, I beat the fuck out of both of them niggas. I want a motherfucker to slip up that I got an issue with, slip up and box. Let's get a boxing match going and shit. Y'all gonna get y'all money's worth. Straight up. Y'all gonna get y'all money's worth. It ain't gonna be no playing around. It ain't gonna be no playing around, man. I'm gonna try to viral one of these niggas. He said that Gonzo fight was way more entertaining. Them niggas wasn't even exchanging no punches, man. I would've slid the fuck out of him, man. Niggas don't know how to throw no jab. What the fuck is y'all doing? And flabby looking and shit. The old school knit shirts. Y'all see, like, we had the rest of giving us a fight. I was gonna beat the fuck out that nigga. And I'm still with it. I'm still with it. I swear to God, I'm still with it. If anybody can convince him to box me, I'm with it. I'll sign with both hands and feet. Straight up. Boom, he said that was a bad look. It just was a wasted venue. How you going? It was a wasted venue. It was a lot of people there. It was crazy. He said them two motherfuckers are way too out of shape to rumble with you. I know they had plenty of time to, they had to have some time to train. All you gotta do is some type of cardio, you'll get right within a month. He said, why don't you fight? I love the Bosco can't fight. They keep paying him. He's just big for nothing. Who's stealing? This cat stole the video of my drug dealer sneaker decade. This is just ridiculous. And a lot of these niggas stealing my Haitian Jack shit. It's minimal. It's minimal. The content creators, minimal. Hey, Pee Wee Mac, if you had to get him out of here, get him out of here permanently. Get him out of here forever. Let's not forget, Diddy was endorsing Lil Nas X. Now he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at BET. As bad as that fight was, Bosco still lost. Diddy donated $1 million to Deion Sanders. Was the 5% family day in Newark Saturday? That's news to me. You out? You out? Nah, I'm going with you. I was waiting on you and shit.
Me, man, taking me out court now. I was saying to get my license up beach.
All right, I gotta get up out of here, man. My gym workout over. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so y'all get the notifications and shit.